Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shah Ba'ashem HaKodash. Giving double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom, salutation to you sincere Akims across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasamagan from the DC camp, and I'm coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shah Ba'ashem HaKodash to feed the elect. And on this video, this lesson, going into prophecy, man, it's basically up to date, as far as what's going on. And like I mentioned last week at camp, we going into this season of spring/summer. The mask is being taken off in a lot of places. A lot of restrictions are being lifted. And Jake, when I say Jake, of course, you should already know I'm referring to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Hebrew Israelites of the 12 tribes. And our people have been enslaved here in the United States, beginning with the tribe of Judah, so-called African American, all the way down to the tribe of Issachar, so-called Mexican, and then also the souls scattered, the Israelite souls scattered across the world amongst the nations. And what's going on now is we're going into a period where it seems a little peaceful, but it's really not. The only thing that's peaceful is it's just the sunshine and all that, but really there's a lot of things are being a lot of legislatures are being passed, a lot of new restrictions are being put in play. Okay. You just have to be aware. That's why the Lord constantly spoke about watching. Okay, you got to watch and don't be deceived by what you see with your eyes. Okay, so this is out of Zero Hedge. A lot of the sources that I get, it's out of articles from places like Zero Hedge, and they're very in my opinion, and they're very, very credible. And I know this because a lot of the information that I've gotten out of Zero Hedge have come to be exactly what it is, and it's come to be true. So true indeed that YouTube have had to delete a lot of videos because you know where YouTube stands. So, anyways, okay, this is Zero Hedge. It says decided to divide. Chicago segregates restaurants for unvaxxed. Okay, and this is not made up. This is not an opinion, as we're gonna read. This is actually this is actually out of CBS Chicago. Okay, because YouTube likes to take down videos that they feel like it's not really they feel they know it's true, but they know that some of it could be truth based, based on speculations. But when you have actually hardcore facts that are coming from actual articles, mainstream articles, it's a little bit more difficult for them to take down that video because it's actually based on truth. So it says this is written from Tyler Durden. All right, Tuesday, May 25th. Right, it says, if you want any more evidence COVID-19 has been a pandemic of inequality, take for example Chicago restaurant owners who plan to introduce vaccinated and non-vaccinated sections. Okay, this is actually happening. It says, according to the CBS Chicago, so you can actually go to CBS Chicago and find this out. Okay, this is not some conspiracy theory. This is actually something that's going down. It says, I'm going to read it again. Take, for example, Chicago restaurant owners who plan to introduce vaccinated and non-vaccinated sections, according to the CBS Chicago. This brings us back to the 1990s when there were restaurants offering smoking and smoking-free sections. The division is clear, and the vaccine is dividing us all. Chicago officials are still in the reopening phase and plan to be fully open by July 4th. Per new guidance from Mayor Lori Lightfoot, businesses can operate with no restrictions as long as there is a section for vaccinated people. Right, because see, when you do that, you are going to bring about division, because it's been I think if I'm not mistaken, the poll showed that a good portion of Americans are still not going to take the shot, because a lot of people have awakened to what's truly going on. Okay, and no amount of cancel culture, no amount of cancel culture, a truth restriction is gonna stop that, because the cat is out of the bag. Now you still gonna have people that's gonna do what they gotta do and take the shot, whatever. But the reality is, man, us as Hebrew Israelites, especially us the prophets, our job is to warn our people, right? And so that they can understand what's truly going on. They can understand that this is all part of the new world order. Okay, it says the weekend at Moe's Cantina, Chicago, neon bracelets will be handed out to vaccinated people, where they can mingle in a restricted section in the restaurant. For everyone else, the unvaccinated section will have socially distanced tables and partitions. So it's all about pressure, and that's what this lesson is about. Going into prophecy, because it's relevant. Edom Esau, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he understands pressure. He understands how to move people. He understands fear. He understands pressure. All right, so he knows that you want to be comfortable, and what pressure does, pressure makes you uncomfortable, and you have to make decisions. So he's basically saying, well, hey, if you take it, you're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna go back to so-called normal. But if you don't take the vaccine, right, we're gonna make it uncomfortable for you, to the point where you're gonna be pressured to want to take it. So that's the plan. Okay, that's the plan. And you have to. We come into a time now where you're gonna have to make some big boy decisions, because pressure's coming down. It's not gonna stop. That's why I said, don't be fooled by the spring and summertime energy going on, because you have this type of stuff coming. Okay, you got the vaccine passport that's on the way. Okay, and it's all based on pressure. It's all based on division. Okay. This place, listen, America, aka Babylon, is not going back to what it was. Okay, you have to understand that. All right. So again, I'm not gonna make this long. If again you want to read more of this, go to Zero Hedge and type in "decided to divide." Okay, and now let me go straight to to some precepts. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and the subtitle is "The Day of the Lord." It says 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." So we are living in the day of the Lord, and it's coming as a thief in the night for the people that are completely asleep. Okay, because if you're awake, then a thief can't really catch you off guard. All right, so that's what it is. It's like right now, you have a lot of people that are awake, but you still got a lot of people that are asleep. Now, when it comes to the nation of Israel, only the elect, 144,000, the 1/3, as stated in the scripture, are going to be fully awakened and are going to make the right decision, because you're going to have individuals that are going to be semi-awakened in Israel, but the pressure is going to be so strong, and because they're not part of the elect, and Yahushua hasn't sprinkled his blood in them, and he hasn't given them the faith to fully commit to righteousness until death, they are going to fall under the pressure, because this is just the beginning of more pressures, and then eventually this is going to lead to what? This is going to lead to the pressure to take the microchip, the RFID microchip, whether it be on your head, on your hand, right, to pretty much signify that you've pretty much bought and sold into the new world order, that you belong to the elites. Okay, that's why when you go to Revelation 13 and 15, it states, and he, right, Edom Esau, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That goes back to pressure, that cause. And that's why I want to focus on that word cause. That cause right there basically is synonymous for pressure. And there's many ways to pressure people. You could pressure individuals by basically putting them in from isolation, a threat of isolation. Okay, everybody else is going back into, they have said, well, hey, listen, we all going back to normal, we all going back to having fun, but your ass is going to be at home, or you're going to be but you're going to be isolated. Whatever it is, you're not going back to having fun. That is a form of pressure for you to go ahead and get down with the plan, with the program. So there's many ways in which Esau is going to pressure you, right, to get with his program. That's why it's very important now to hunker down and to really strengthen your roots, into this faith, into this gospel, into Yahweh by Shemel Shah is very critical, right? Your roots is going to have to be strong because the pressure, which is the wind, right? That pressure is coming down, man. And the majority of our people are going to be uprooted. They're going to be tossed out. They're going to be taken out, man, because ultimately they weren't rooted in the scriptures. They weren't rooted in the word, right? But they were actually still rooted into Esau's world, man, and Esau's agenda. All right. Verse 16, it says, and he causeth all. And that cause, again, is pressure. All you got to do, remove that word cause and put pressure, right? And he causeth all, he pressureth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell, which is pressure, isolation, save he that had the mark on the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you start with what we doing, what we dealing with now with the jab and everything is being pressure of isolation, pressure not being a part of a so-called life in the system in society. Okay, so you have to understand that this is a big plot. This is all part of Agenda 21, Operation Lockstep. Look these things up. Agenda 21, Operation Lockstep, build back better. Look up individuals like Klaus Schwab, aka the Sith Lord. I call him the Sith Lord. If you're in the Star Wars, you would definitely understand why this guy is definitely a quote unquote Sith. But look these things up. All right. So now let's look up the word pressure. When you go to Edom Online, the word pressure means suffering. Okay, so he's gonna set up situations for you to suffer, because it said he causeth all, right? It says anguish. So he's gonna set up situations where you're gonna feel anguish. All right, fact, oppressing on the mind of heart, oppression, torture, anguish, press, instrument of torture. All right, and torture is not always physical. You have spiritual and mental torture before you even get to the physical. Okay, and then of course you're gonna have the physical torture. That's gonna be later on down the line. Right when your house Shah is coming down, you're gonna have hardcore physical pressure, which is gonna come down in the form of torture. Okay, so compress, and then I'm gonna wrap up with Ephesians. This is Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10, it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The word wiles means trickery. The word wiles means trickery of the devil, okay? The pressure, that's his trickery. That's his main trick. Pressure. Okay, how do you react to pressure? But the thing is, we shouldn't really run away from pressure, because your goals and aspiration and everything we want, the kingdom of heaven, all of it is also going to be behind this pressure. And they got an old saying, pressure makes diamonds, or pressure bust pipes. Okay, so we accept the pressure, and we like, hey, bring it on, Esau, because at the end of the day, we're going to do what we got to do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shab. Verse 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. So that's who we fight with. We fight with the elites, the top elites of this world, man, and they plot the New World Order. Okay, it says against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right, so basically that's what I want to bring forth, man. That's the that's what's going on. And again, you could go back to go to Zero Hedge and type in decided to divide, because this is going to bring about a big time division. And scripture says a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. So you're going to have major unrest. You're going to have people turning against each other, family members selling each other out. So it's going to be some really messed up things going on this summer, man. This ain't going to be a quiet summer like a lot of people believe it is or hope it is. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, hopefully, your brothers and also the few sisters that do listen, you know what I'm saying, edify. Definitely keep watching. Understand that don't be fooled by what you see around you in the summertime energy. It ain't real. There's some hardcore shit that's going on behind behind the curtain. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say Carl Halayim Lai Ho by Shemal Shah. Double honors to our apostles, elders, a great millstone. Shalom salutation. Jesus Sensei Akim, scars to fall winds, pushing this truth for sincerity of heart. Stay strong, stay faithful, because I'm a guy from the DC camps, and shalom.